Alrighty, traders, let's jump into a little session this afternoon on just portfolio review. I'm not big on having to trade on a daily basis. If there's an opportunity and something presents itself, absolutely, we can jump in and do something. However, not going to trade just to trade. And frankly, nobody got time for that. So I really don't want to spend 8 hours a day staring at a screen. I'd rather be enjoying the fruits of the trading. So let's get into it. And I'm going to just run through the Income Navigator portfolio, which is part of my Discord at Mr. Top Tick Income Navigator. And this is the main trading account that we use. So you can see exactly how things are set up here and what type of trades we have on. So I'm going to give you all the trades and we're going to walk through each one of them and see how things look. So overall, market is down today. It's 3:18 in the afternoon on Thursday here. And the market's down, but the account is up on the session. So we're having a good day today. Let's see how long it takes me to review this entire account. And if you do this on a daily basis, you keep all of your stuff in line and you can really make sure that you are on top of your portfolio. So quick portfolio review. Let's just go through the position. So we're going to start with Australian dollar futures, and I've got a 112 trade on. This trade is down slightly today. Not really sure exactly why this one would be down today, but it's down today. And the reason being is you're losing a little bit on the put debit spread that's part of the 112 here today. So you're losing a little bit on this put debit spread part on the session. However, the naked puts enjoying a nice up day. They're sitting at 68%. No reason to take those off at this point in time. No reason to have to need to free up any buying power. Now, before this, I would have looked at my theta and I would have looked at my delta, and I would look at my buying power to see, is there anything I have to do in this particular account? And today there's nothing. So my theta and my delta are all within reason. Buying power is a little heavy with this market down move, but nothing to be concerned about now. And there's a couple things I can easily do to free that up. So not too worried, nothing I have to do today. So knowing I don't have to do anything, I can easily review through this account. So there's Aussie dollar down slightly on the day, but up $900 since we started. Here is the Euro FX futures. This is a strangle. This is up nicely today on Euro. So fantastic. This trades down 39% in 23 days, $875. Not too worried about this trade either. It's new. It's in process. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too worried about it. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I'm not anywhere near a 2x stop. I'm not near a 50% winner. Nothing to do. And I already have a working order to close at 50%, so I don't even have to pay much attention to winning trades. If they close overnight while I'm sleeping, fantastic. I wake up to a bunch of money in the morning. All right, let's take a look. We got 3 oil trades. Well, 3 different futures expirations worth of oil trades. The first 2 here are strangles. So these strangles are the December 14th strangles. One's at 22 days old, one's 38 days old. They have different strikes, even though the same expiration. So they are different types of trades. And you can see that as long you can trade in the same expiration if you have different strikes. You can trade same strikes in different expirations. Either way, you're diversifying by strategy and by expiration and by strikes, not necessarily by underlying. So you can have the same underlying with 2 different types of trades that are not the same days performing differently. So you can see this top one here, this one's up 7% overall, and this one here is down 71%. So this one's been on shorter because in the short time that this trade's been on, oil has been significantly under pressure the last week or so with an incredible down move in oil. So oil's just rolled over hard in the last this week from a high of almost 95 a week ago to 82 today. So this thing's really getting beat up, but the demand is so ridiculously strong on oil, and we are extraordinarily, oversold, in my opinion, on oil at this point in time. So nothing to do here anyway. We'll move on. Let's look at this expiration. All we have left is the remaining put debit spread of a former 112. We've already taken off the put debit spread, or the naked puts, took those off for a winner, like run 95% or so. Nothing to do on this put debit spread. It got 12 days left in the trade. It's down, but it's always down because you pay for the put debit spread. I've already paid for it through the winnings of the naked put. So it's a free put debit spread essentially at this point. If it turns around and oil tanks down into the 70s in the next 12 days, this thing's going to be worth some money as a nice hedge, which is why I don't care about this strangle as much, because I have a nice hedge here for the next 12 days. We also have another 112 running on oil. This is for November 15th. We've been in this trade for 24 days. This one is down. So this overall trade is down. Why is this trade down? Well, trade's down simply because the naked puts are under pressure a little bit as we've dropped since this was put on there. You're talking 24 days ago, which is 3 weeks. So right around $90 a share was when this was put on. Put debit spreads doing totally fine. It's the naked puts that are under a little bit of pressure here, only because oil's down. Nothing to do. Now, how can we tell when we should stop out of this particular trade? So let's take a quick look on the Analyze tab, and let's analyze the trade and see what's going on this trade. So here's where we are in the trade. You can see where price is up here, around $81. Now, the tail here, if we expire in this tail, we're going to net $1,290. If we drop into this tent, we're going to lose $4,290. Or I'm sorry, we're going to win $4,290 if we drop into the trap. Now, what is our stop? We share that with our members on a lot of different ways to adjust, but one simple stop would be, maybe I just close this for the value of this total max profit. $42.90 is the max profit, which maybe I close it for that same max loss. Now, I do size it to be less than 2% of my overall account. So if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. However, I'm planning on winning. And let's take a look at this trade. We're down, what, $1,890 on a trade that I said I would probably not even consider doing anything until we got close to 4,000. So there's nothing to do. We're not even in the trap. We're still up in the tail here. Nothing to even do on this. And if we do drop further, man, we're going to make some money. So I'm hoping oil drops to 75-ish or so, 74, 75, and just stays there for the next 41 days or so. If oil does that, we're going to turn this thing into a $4,300 winner. So loving where we are on that. It is down on the day. Oil's down $1.60, $1.80, depending on the contract. Oil's down. It's had a tough week, tough 2 weeks, really. I think this is a good spot in oil to find some bottoming in the mid-70s somewhere. All right, so there's where we are on oil. And I'm spending more time talking to you than I would be reviewing this. Now I'm going to review all of my ES positions here. I've got a strangle. This strangle's down 50%. Not too worried about it. Strangles are down. It's nowhere near anything that we would adjust. So ignoring that one. This is a December 112. Had this on for 35 days. It's up 3.5%. It's way too early. There's 85 days left in this trade. Nothing to do on this. ES has been moving down over the last month or two. So I'm really not too worried about this particular trade. It's all good. Yeah, you're going to see a net lick drop loss on the day, but I'm not closing it. So we're really realizing no losses. And, since the highs back on 727, the market's obviously been in a pretty good downtrend since then. So ES has dropped from about 4,600 to about 4,200 in that same period. So that's almost a 10% drop, an 8% drop in the market. And we're actually up 3.5% during that time. So how would you like to be in the last 35 days, which 35 days ago would have been like, 9.2? So back on 9.2, the markets were down I don't know, $100 or so. So the markets were down and we were up when this trade was placed. But since this trade's been placed, the markets have dropped over almost 10% since this happened, from 45.50 to 42.50. So what is that? 45.50, 42.50, 300 points, 7%. So markets are down 7%. We're up 7%, loving it. And we're slightly in the money on one of these 1-1-2 trades. Take a quick look at those. Let's see what that looks like. And which one are we picking here? I think it's the 85-day one. So this was it. So this is what our 1-1-2 looks like. What do you like about this? Well, I like the fact that we are now just entering the trap on this. This is where your put debit spreads are really starting to pick up some value, but they still have decay to go. This T+0 line is pretty flat. We're not going to realize a loss until somewhere down around here on this particular trade, about 4,100. So we're in good shape on that particular trade. Nothing to worry about there. And then we just put a January one on 2 weeks ago. This trade's down a bit in the last 14 days, but the market's also down 7% in 14 days. So we'll take that. The nice thing about this is, your put debit spreads are starting to gain some value. So we're offsetting any loss of the naked puts, which are down at 35.50. Okay. Where would you have to go, on these particular trades to even begin to start to worry? I mean, you're still way up here in the tail. You haven't even dropped into the trap. And your puts are down here at 35.50, which is almost, 800 points from here? Okay, so the market could crater 800 points tomorrow. I'm not saying it won't, but I'm playing the probabilities that an 800-point downside is going to make me sleep pretty good at night on this particular trade. So nothing to do here on these particular trades. Let's look in here. So I had 2 hedges on. Those will come off today. Nothing to do. They cost me $288 to have some hedges on in case the market dropped severely. I like having these hedges on, gives me a little support. Nothing I'm going to do here. Here's an October 1-1-2 that's going to expire in 15 days. The put debit spreads put debit spread is all that's left on this trade, and the put debit spreads are actually up $150. We've already taken off the naked puts for a full winner, and now I'm sitting on a potential. Not only did I sell this for a credit and closed it completely out for a 95% winner, I could get additional credit to close more. So I'm looking at a plus 100% potential winner if we weaken a little bit more from here. So let's see what happens. We'll keep following through on that. All right, we've got another long-term 1-1-2 here. This one expires at the end of this month. So we got 26 days in trade. This thing's up 163% so far. I'm excited about that. The naked puts, not at a threshold that I would take them off yet. Why take them off at 84%? Well, I'm going to let these things cook. I got 26 days to make some more money. And then my put debit spread, that thing's worth already $1,200. So not only are we going to get the money from this naked put, which is 4 contracts at 15.50. Okay, so I'm excited about that. But not only am I going to make that money, right now I'm going to make the money on the put debit spread of another $1,200. Would I close it now? Probably not. We are in the trap on this thing if we're looking, because we're at 42.96. So we just entered the trap under 4,300 here. Why get rid of it now? We have more chances in 26 days to go lower. Well, but you could go higher. Hey, if we go higher, then I'm stuck making only the money that I had here, which is going to be around $3,100. So I'll take $3,100. I might not make anything on these put debit spreads. I might make the full value. We'll see. All right, we got a BA 1-1-2. This is the big ass 1-1-2 trade. So one-off trade that's in here. Now, yes, it's up 5,121%. And if I was most of the YouTubers out there, that would probably be on my YouTube post. Hey, I made 5,121% in 34 days. That's how most idiots work. I'm not. I'm sharing my actual trades with you. This is a BA, the big ass 1-1-2. we train our Discord members on this particular trade. It's up nicely, 34 days, $1,300, 5,000%. I got paid a credit to put this trade on, and I'm going to close it for a gigantic credit. So I got paid 50 cents. If I close it today, I'd get paid $26 on top of that. So fantastic trade. Here's another long-term 112 trade. This one's up 161%. In 62%. Hey, it keeps going up as we talk. 79 days. Nothing to do here. You are in the trap decently. It might be something to consider. So this is the November 17th one to look at. Obviously, the naked puts here are only at 55%. Nothing to do there. You just let them continue to decay. You got that winner. But you got this put debit spread. This one's unusual because it's a pretty high trap profit right now. This one's giving me over $2,000 trap profit. We are well into the trap. Let's see if we can pull this one up. I'm gonna make a note here because Tasty changed the way their stuff works and it's no longer very good. Bear with me. All right, I'm gonna look at the Analyze tab. Used to be when I clicked on Analyze, that it would actually tell me which trade I'm actually looking at by highlighting it, and now they don't do that. So now you have no idea what the heck trade you're even in anymore. So November 17th trade. So let's find the November 17th. This was the 3,700. Okay, 3,700, and then the two wings were the 4,400 and 43.50. So this is that trade. So here's the trade that we're in right now. We are in the trap nicely. Look how flat that T+0 line is. We would have to go well below 4,000 to even see a loss in this trade anymore. We're no longer getting this $2,300 tail profit. We're now starting to think about $7,350 trap profit in here if we stay. So that's our trap profit. We can risk it. Okay, we can leave this trade on. Right now, we could close it for $3,700, or you leave it on for the chance to make $7,350. It's got way too much time left, 43 days. I have to wait longer. I don't really want to give up that nice $2,000 extra profit. If we start to really rally, I'll consider closing the put debit spreads, winding some down. We do have adjustments that we train on those, so we can look at that. Here's another trade. Again, Facebook gurus would probably post the fact that they have a 1,640% profit. Okay, yeah, 1,600% profit is just stupid. But yeah, I could post it on my YouTube again today. Maybe I will, just to see how many people tune in, because they don't want the actual education. But if somebody tells them they can make some ridiculous profit on one trade, they'll join. So anyway, sorry, I know I'm being sarcastic, folks. But this is the Fat Bastard 112 version. Sorry about these names. I got to do something exciting and differentiate myself from all the other people that are now sharing 112 trades all over the planet. So you're welcome for the trade ideas. Make it your own. Teach it all you want. Make some money on it. I don't care. I'm happy just making some money. All right. So anyway, this particular trade's up $1,000. We're just entering the trap here. Nothing to do on this at all. We've got plenty of time on that one. Here's a 112 trade. This one's up 21% in 20 days, while the market's been down 7%. We're up 20%. Nothing to do. Just starting to enter the trap. You can see the upper end of the put debit spread. You're starting to enter here. Perfect, but nothing to do to close this. Yeah, you got a $600 winner, but I'm not closing it for $600. All right, I do have a put spread hedge on right now. This thing's sitting at, a 13% profit in 10 days, $300. It's great. It's just a little bit of a hedge that I got working more because I think the market was going down, and it did. All right, the long-term 112. This one's up 125%. Nothing to do here. Pretty nice looking trap profit because we're well under the entrance to the trap. But nothing to do here. This is 56 days out. I'm not going to deal with it. I do have a 5 delta naked put that we have here, it's down $193. I don't care about that. So there's nothing to close there. It's not at a 2x loss or a 50% winner. Nothing to do. We got a strangle here. It's down 18%. Nothing to do there. Another long-term 112. It's up 80% in 50 days. In December, nothing to do there. Got another strangle here. It's down a whole 6% in 28 days. Nothing to do on that strangle. So I got working orders working on those. Gold, yeah, we got 2 trades here on gold, not doing too well. Gold has been sucking wind pretty good, and it's down again today, but it's not down horrifically. So I'm hoping that we're seeing a little bit of a bottoming action. I don't think RSI can get any more oversold than it is. I think the current RSI is at 15. So whether you set your oversold threshold at 30 or 25 or 20, you're at 15 on the daily on gold. Very oversold, almost oversold on the weekly. MACD starting to curve up a little bit on the day to day. We are well past the 3 ATR. Anyway, nothing to do in gold here. Yes, these are approaching a 2x loss. This one's at 162%. This one's sitting at 170%. They are not performing well. Gold not doing well. They haven't hit my stops. Nothing to do, and I do not adjust. I am not rolling the untested side up, okay? Because all that's going to do is get your ass kicked when the market reverses higher. And we just saw in the Discord today, I think we had 7 people talk about their method of rolling the untested side up and how they just got creamed and took a larger than 2x loss because it reversed. Well, yeah, that's reversion to the mean, people. And you should know that if you're playing the probabilities, if you start to muck with the probabilities, you got potential problems. I prefer to take my loss, move on. You know, my max loss is going to be less than 2% of my total net lick. So take the loss, move on, get over it. But if you start adjusting, man, you got whipsaw action possible. All you're doing too when you roll is you're taking a loss and you're opening a new trade on an asset that's already performing like crap. Okay? That doesn't make any sense to me to roll. Okay, well, I'm just keeping the dream alive. Keep it alive somewhere else. To me, you kill the bad performers, okay, and go find yourself a better performer. If I'm running a company and my employee who's in sales hasn't sold anything in 3 weeks, I'm not going to give the guy 3 more months to see if he can sell something. I'm going to fire him. I'm going to hire somebody else. Okay, that should be your trading methodology. Start to think for yourselves, how can I run my trading like a business? Keeping the dream alive is not a trading strategy. Hope is not a trading strategy. I'll be getting wound up here. My voice is starting to go. A couple days in the hospital will do that to you. All right, HE. So we're sitting on lean hogs here. This thing is up 26% in 27 days. Nothing to do here. We'll let this thing go. A little diversity. Got some lean hogs mixed in there with some oil and some gold and some Forex futures. All good. Hey, we're sitting on our bill. So this is our 3-month, 1 to 3 month T-bills that we're looking at here. So we've got a total capital of $29,000 being used, which is roughly 10% of our entire buying power. I own $118,000 worth of bill, which is paying over 5% a month. Okay, so annually, this position is making me about $6,000. But if you look at that, it's actually $500. It's actually $493 to $500 a month. I'm making $500 a month on $29,000, right? In T-bills, okay, that's 1.7%. This is paying me 1.7% a month to do nothing with, and is barely using up any. You know, you could make an account of this yourself, okay? If you want to make, you know, that amount of money. What did I say it was? It's close to $6,000 a year using $29,000. Okay, that's 21% a year. You want to make 21% a year? Just buy bill, use the margin, and you got T-bills. Okay, pretty safe unless the U.S. government goes kaput. Okay, which at the rate they're going, you never know. But I would think, you know, once they elect some new Speaker of the House, as long as it's not, oh, who knows, anyone from the outside. But maybe that would be entertaining. We'll see. I don't want to get political here. I just think it would be way entertaining to see Trump take over Speaker of the House. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I think it'd be a blast. Anyway, let's look at SPX here. I got a butterfly going. So this is a spec trade. There's only one spec trade here. Okay, this trade is going to expire tomorrow. It's up 45% in 6 days. It was a bearish trade. If we go down any further, fine. If we don't move much, I'll close it out maybe for a small winner or something tomorrow. We'll see how it happens. If we go down tomorrow, it's going to be worth quite a bit more. All right, so there's my review. Now, we started this, about 20 after. It's 22 minutes in. I would normally do this in less than 5 minutes. I spent 15 minutes explaining stuff to you guys. That's how you review a portfolio. Start with your delta. Is your delta fine? Yes, perfect. Delta's great. We move on. Okay, theta, how's that? Perfect, great. Move on. Buying power, is that within thresholds? Mine's a little high right now, but Bill is adding 10% to it. I subtract that. It's still a little high, but it's not the worst. And if things go to hell in a handbasket, I can close my Bill out. So I can close Bill out. I can free up $30,000 in buying power and have plenty of margin available to make whatever moves I need. I could also easily go in and start to sell naked puts on some of these particular 112s, especially if I look at the older trades that are coming due. I mean, I could sell this naked put right now to free up somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 in buying power and make $2,600 in the process. Okay, I could close this BA112 out, free up a bunch of buying power, make $1,200. So you got plenty of options, plenty of things that you can do in here. You just want to be smart, manage your portfolio, trade like a portfolio manager. I hope this makes sense. I hope this was entertaining and helpful to you guys as well today. If you like this and you want to see more, click the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends, women and children about it, whatever. Let's get some people making some money and not falling for the $31,000 in 30 days from a guy that has a $2 million account on the internet. Okay, that's great. We can all do that ourselves, okay, without having to do that. So be smart, safe trading out there. And if you want to find out more about what we're doing in the Discord, go to the descriptions down below. Check out the Mr. Top Tick Income Navigator service that we run. A lot of smart traders posting their trades live every day. Tons of educational discussions and tons of success stories. We are not day trading. There's a couple 0 DTE trades in there. There's not a lot of crazy day trading and not all kinds of swing trading, not all kinds of crazy technical indicators that you need to do. We're just teaching you how to invest your money and make some sense. And we're not promising you a whole lot of anything but 2 to 3% monthly gains. All right. Stay tuned, everybody, for the next videos. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Enjoy the day. Bye-bye.